What is going on, guys? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on my Toyota FJ Cruiser. I just got these in the, well, I've had them for a bit, but I just need to get around to it. And today is the day. It's a beautiful day outside. Figured why not install some rock lights on the FJ Cruiser. Now, I did go ahead and already open the box. I've been working with Lasfit for quite a bit now. We got some pod lights from them and the LED bar that I installed on my Ram 1500, and I'll go ahead and insert a link in the description down below to that video. Love their product. I went ahead and reached out to them because I was in the market for some rock lights and of course some LEDs going into the headlights and whatnot. And guess what they just came out with? This is a fairly new product that just came out on their line. Lasfit's been awesome as far as trying to get into the off-road lighting industry and whatnot. And their products feel pretty supreme. So let's get to showing you what's in the box. I did already unbox it, but I'll show you what's in it. I'll show you what's in the box, then I'll show you what I'm going to do as far as getting the rock lights installed. So let's get to it. When you receive your rock lights, you're going to get this box, and inside of it, cool little parchment paper that says Lasfit on it, and a little instruction / manual document here. Set that aside. And then over here, you're going to have your box of accessories, and what's going to be in here is your hardware and your wiring kit. So what's cool about this wiring kit is there is 8 connectors on it. Even though they send you 4 lights with this specific kit, you can wire up to 8 lights on it. You'll notice that 4 of them are sealed up and just waiting for when you order the 4 extra lights. And this cable is actually fairly simple. You've got your power switch, and all you need to do is install your positive and negative terminal to your battery or your power grid on your vehicle. The other boxes, you'll have 4 of these, and you'll notice that they're labeled front and behind. And the reason is that the ones that go in the back will have a longer cable. So this is the one that's for behind right here. So it's the same light, it's the same LED, but you get a longer cable for the one that goes behind and a shorter cable for the one in the front. Last night I got this opened up with my brother, and I had him walk all the way to almost the back of the 4Runner, and I was standing where I'm at right now. It comes with this rubber protector piece here, or spacer. So this is what it looks like, and you can choose whether you want the cable to come out the side or to come out the back. I'm probably gonna have it come out the back, so I'm gonna have it come out through one of these holes, and I'm gonna drill basically 3 holes into the FJ Cruiser for every light. So your 2 mounting holes and then 1 for the cable. All right, guys, so I went ahead and installed 1 already. We're on the driver's side front wheel well. Went ahead and installed the LED light. It's pretty sturdy right there. Show you guys how I did this. I did have to drill out the center hole a bit more. So here's the center hole, and then there's the 2 mounting holes. You can see I kind of messed up over there. But to do this, I went ahead and got myself my step drill bit. And I just use this so that I can expand the hole in the center for the cable. Okay, I'll go ahead and insert links in the description down below to the sizes and whatnot. But use yourself a step drill bit, unless you have a bigger drill bit, and just to open up that hole. And then for the mounting holes, you're gonna need a 5/32. So drill out the centerpiece, get the cable through, then go ahead and hold it in place with your hand, and then just take your drill and drill bit, and you can go ahead and just like use this as the guide. Go ahead and drill that out, get your bolts and nuts, get them through. And then on this side, you're gonna need a washer, so a flat washer and a nut. So it's going to look like this. So this is the hardware they give you. This is gonna go in from underneath. Once it's through the surface, go ahead and grab yourself one of these flat washers on top, and then the nut goes over it. The nut is a 7mm, so I've got myself a 7mm long socket right here. And then they do supply you with this Allen key to hold this end of the screw. All right, let's go ahead and do the other side, and we'll get to the rear. Try to do this one-handed, but here we are on the passenger side. I went ahead, I had to drill out this hole. There wasn't an existing hole. You can kind of see where I have it, kind of in the center of the wheel well. So I've got the cable ran through. Before I ran the cable, I did go ahead and the rubber grommet, or the piece that goes on the back, I went ahead and fed it through the center hole, and we're just gonna line that up and just like use the gaps in here to your benefit. So We don't want to crimp up the cable. Oh, you don't want to drop that either. But yeah, once we get this in place, we're gonna hold that together. But you get the idea. Once we hold it together, it's gonna look prettier than this, but hold it up in place and grab your 5/32 drill bit and we'll drill the holes for the mounting holes. Cool. Alrighty guys, so I'm done with the hard part. I went ahead and installed all the rock lights on all 4 corners. I ran the wiring through the interior panels and whatnot because I decided to do that, and the reason being is I prefer not to have a sloppy look as far as cables being exposed and whatnot. I'm in it for the clean look. So I wanted to do a detailed video as far as, you know, during the process of me doing it, but I was, you know, this was my first time doing this project, so I went ahead and did the dirty work, and I'm going to kind of talk to you guys or walk you guys through what I did. I kept all the panels apart before I put them back together. Did the dirty work, busted my knuckles up so that you can do the easy work. Well, it's still not going to be easy. Well, it's not that bad. Anyways, let's start from this corner. Over here in the back, you can see where I have the rock light mounted through that wheel well. Like I said, all you need is a drill with a step drill bit and a 5/32 drill bit for the mounting holes. So let's set that aside. You want to drill the center first, then feed the wire through, and then you can put it in place. Then you can kind of find out where you want to drill your 5/32. So once you do that, you go ahead and feed the screw or bolt through. And for the rears, you might want to have a second person because it's hard trying to hold it with one hand and on the other hand secure. So I had my brother luckily around, and me and him did that for both the rears. The fronts you can get to because you can reach over the hood while you're under the wheel well at the same time. Anyways, to remove this panel, this whole panel is one piece going to the back door. What you want to do is remove the 2 10mm bolts holding those 2 hanger looking things. Pop those out. There's a tray in here. Pop this out. You don't have to pop this out. I just went ahead and did. Once you have that hardware removed, you can go ahead and put that seat down if you want. Grab yourself like a pry tool or flathead screwdriver, come in right here and just kind of like pry at it, and you'll see. I guess I can kind of show you guys where the rivets are just for a reference. There's really no rivet down there, but pop this out, pop that out, and then once you can get in here, give yourself some leverage, then you can pull this back. Make sure, like I said, that seat is down, otherwise that is going to lock into this metal plate right here, or this metal tube right here, and you won't be able to pull this out. So let's get this out, kind of give it some muscle, and you can see for reference the rivets, and then you can see where the cable is. Let's see if I can get the camera in there. Here is the cable, and then that's where I have the cable running down the wheel well. So run the cable, you really just run the cable up top. Once we take that front part off, the cable just kind of falls through into the wheel well. You don't really have to take this all the way off. Anyways, so to put this back, just be careful. This right here can, you know, you can get your finger pinched in here and it hurts. Ask me how I know. There you go. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in place right now so that we can take apart the front piece. Over here, you're gonna go ahead and open up both doors, obviously. You're gonna go ahead and put the seat back up. All right, once the seat is up, there's going to be a panel right here. And to remove this, all you gotta do is come in with a pry tool, either on this end or this end. And once you have enough space to get your fingers in there, go ahead and you can just start popping them, and you can see where they're clipped in on these white pieces. So just, it pops off. Once it pops out, like once you get your fingers under there, pops right off. Move that aside. And then for this part of the panel, remember this is all like one piece. Go ahead and remove this rubber gasket piece. Just pull it off, set it aside. Come in with your pry bar or your hands if you've got the strength. Just pry that back. There's a rivet right there. And then there's a rivet right here. This one's really hard to get to, so grab yourself a pry tool and pull it back. Once you pull this back and the wire's hanging up here, it just falls into place, falls onto the wheel well, And then you can see where I have the cable underneath this bottom rivet. And then once you have the cable fallen over here underneath the rivet, you can see that there's already this like sheathing with a bundle of wires on the inside, and it's like in a tunnel almost. So there's all that. So I went ahead and ran the cable through this tunnel along the sheathing, and then you can kind of see reference how I have this next to this airbag sensor. And then just ran that, and then over here there's this panel, right? To remove this, you just pull back on it, and there's a little clip right here, and it's holding onto a let's see if I can get that in focus. It's holding onto a stud, so you can see that stud right there. So if you want, you know, come in, pry at it, pop it out, or just pull back on this hard enough and it just pops right off. Just don't lose the clip. Once you remove that panel, then you should be able to run the cable underneath this, the plastic or rubber, what do you call this, footwell piece. So just pull this back and then run the cable through. And then what I did is I went ahead and I ran the cable through to there, and I'll show you how I did that here in a bit. But that's how you do it for the rears, and it's pretty much the same thing on the other side, except for the other side you only have the two 10 mils and you don't have a tray like this one does. Once you remove those, pry, and then you should be able to hold it back. Obviously, see, it has to be down, and then you can get to the hardware for the rock lights / cable to feed it through. I guess before I go to the front, I want to show you guys how I have this set up in the rears as far as where I have them mounted. So this is the wheel well, and then there's like this edge right here, and then this flat surface. This is where I have it drilled on. I went ahead and I had to spray a little bit of undercoating right here because I messed up the measurements and I tried mounting it on this side. However, above here is like, there's another wall that you can't really get to, as far as like if you put the screw through, you can't get the nut on it. So I had to move it back a little bit. And then you can see in reference to these two bolts where I have it, it's closer to the rear bolt. All right, let's go to the front. So we're on the front, and you can see where I have our Lasfit LED rock light. Center hole first, hold this in place, drill the 5/32 drill bit to get the mounting holes for the screws, and then you can see it on this other side. Tons of space over this wheel well. I went ahead and I did spray it with some undercoating just to give it some protection from rust and whatnot. And then I have the cable over here from that rock light, zip tied along this line going to this rubber grommet. For this rubber grommet, there's one on each side, and the easiest thing I found to be able to run a cable through it. Now there is like a nipple piece here that you can cut, and there's like a tunnel, but it's very small, and I spent maybe like 20 minutes trying to shove that cable through it, and it wouldn't budge. So I went ahead and grab yourself a sharp blade and just make a slice in there. Once you make a slice in there, you should be able to shove this cable through. Once you shove that cable through, you come in on the inside. Now the camera might struggle with this one, but you come in on the inside and you can see where the rubber grommet is. You can see where the cable is running right here. Let's see. So that's the cable, and there's the rubber grommet. And you don't really have to slice on the inside of the grommet because it's already like halfway open. You just kind of go in with your finger, look for it, fish it out, and then you're gonna run it through here. Here, let's do that. All right, so over here you can see in reference, there's a tunnel essentially behind this panel right here. And what I found worked was grab yourself some like conduit, or if you have a metal wire hanger, that would work as well. Just run the conduit through. I'll show you where I ran it through. You're gonna run the conduit through from that tunnel, run it through here. Once you have this through, go ahead and on the tip of this cable, both cables, just twisted them together, put them through here, and then just like twist this around it. And then just go ahead and pull the conduit back, and that feeds you the cables through that tunnel. All right, here we are on the driver's side. Yeah, let's show you guys inside first. So here is the panel that I removed to get that conduit to run through this tunnel. can see there's like a tunnel right here opening. Just literally run your conduit through there and it comes out the other side, and loop it and all that. And then you're gonna pull the cables through, and you can kind of see the cables. You see I have it hidden so well that you can't see them. There it is. There's the tunnel going to the other side, right? So I have the cable, both of them running through here. I just went ahead and tucked it behind the rubber flooring here, or plastic flooring. And then I have the bundle of cables on the other side of the firewall, and that's for a reason. It's because there's 4 more connectors on that octopus looking cable. Octopus, I didn't even think of that. There's actually 8 connectors on there. Anyways, there's 8 connectors. 4 of them are being used with this kit. I could add an additional 4 if I want to, so that's why I decided to keep them on the outside. And then for the switch, what I did was, I'm going to rock it like this right now until I can get a connector that will fit here, make it look more pretty. I just didn't want to drill a circular hole anywhere on these panels because I don't want to waste them when I have a whole bunch of switches. So to get to the switch, what you need to do, fairly easy, just remove this piece. And to remove this, literally, like, just pry at it from the top over here. So just pry it out, and then it pops right out. Once you can get over here on the back, you just bring your finger through. You can kind of see my finger, and just like pop it out, and it pops right out. To get this cable fed up through here, I didn't want to feed it directly from underneath here because there's a fuse panel behind this door. Go ahead and remove that. And I didn't want to have a cable just kind of like running across this. So what I did is grabbed our conduit again, and then here's our fuse panel. You can see this whole white thing. What I did is I ran the conduit into the back like that, all the way down into the wheel well. Once it was down the wheel well, went ahead and taped the end, or this end, to the conduit and just pulled that through, fished it through, and here we are. Now I can go ahead and put this back, and if I push the switch, we have amber, we have white. All right. So same thing on the side as far as the rear goes. Remove this panel, remove the rubber gasket, and then feed it through. Remember, you're gonna have that painful, what do you call this, rivet down here. Let me show you guys what it looks like as far as the bundle of cables. Now, it might not be pretty, but it's pretty enough. I did some cable management as far as zip tying the longer cables and whatnot. But yeah, I still have 4 more connectors, and I decided to keep it on the outside. If I wanted to add additional lights, like to the frame maybe, I might do that. Like one on the front, one on each frame rail over there, and then one on the back. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyways, you're going to run the cable through this rubber grommet. Again, easiest way to do this is just slice through it and then just feed the cables through. Once you make that slice, it's just easy from there. And then you have your power cable. I just went ahead and had the positive running to my positive terminal, and then the negative running to this ground here on the chassis. So yeah, you just need a 10 mil for these, and that pretty much does it. I think we're ready for some B-roll. So let's go get some shots of this outside and conclude this video. Alrighty, and there she is. There's the FJ Cruiser with the rock lights installed. I have it set to the white lights right now. I'll go ahead and switch it over to the amber lights. I did run out of time the other night. Wasn't able to finish buttoning it up. Get out here and get some shots, but here we are right now. You probably won't even tell looking at this video, but when I go to flip this camera, you'll see that I got rid of the stash. But yeah, here it is with the white lights. And I don't know if you can, let's see right there, focus on it. So there's the ones in the back. Here's the ones in the front. And then we'll go ahead and switch it over to the ambers. And there it is with the amber lights. Kind of digging the amber just for like photos and whatnot. But let's see. Yeah, there it is. I'm kind of wondering if I mounted the lights too far inside. So you can see there's more light sticking out there and less light sticking here. But I mean, I could always add more rock lights. That's probably what I'm planning to do, is add like either one more in the front and then one more on each side. But yeah, there's the results. Just wanted to quickly show you guys. There she sits. Try to get from every angle. I'm really happy with the way these came out. So there we go. Alrighty guys, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. It's getting kind of chilly out here. This is the video on how to install rock lights on your Toyota FJ Cruiser. Again, these are the Lasfit Switchbacks. You got the amber or the white/blue LED. If you have any questions or suggestions, go ahead and drop them down below. They'd be highly appreciated. Yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. It's getting cold. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It motivates me to do more of this kind of content. And with that, cut to B-roll. See you in the next video.